Another week, another drafto. We got another AFR, the D&D set to play, and let's just jump right in. Lots of words here. Oswald Fiddlebender and a foil Vorpal sword. Both are just okay cards. I'm not particularly impressed. The Vorpal sword is fine, but I don't think it's like a huge first pick slam dunk or anything. I would probably still take like a Dragonfire over it. And maybe even just this power word kill could still be better than the Vorpal sword. That being said, a lot of the black creatures, the cheap black creatures, do enjoy holding an equipment like that. You know, things like the Horde Robber that makes a treasure are pretty nice with something like that. But I've just not been particularly impressed by the Vorpal sword. And you almost never get to use the lose the game ability. Now, it's not bad as +2/+0 in Death Touch, but you know, it's not anything super impressive. I ended up still taking it there just because I haven't played with it as much, and it is a rare, but I don't think it's like a slam dunk or anything. A few other good cards were in that pack, but didn't really go over them. A lot of them were still just black, unfortunately, so I might be sending some weird signals, but anyways, move on to pack number 2 here. No black cards I really want. Haven't been particularly impressed by Precipitous Drop. It's okay, but the thing is, with Venture, there aren't that many good Venture cards in the format. Ones that you would, you know, take very highly, or otherwise just have like weak abilities with them, you know. Did get past a Bruenor Battlehammer. I've been really happy with this one. The red-white aggro decks can come out of the gates real fast, and Bruenor can push the damage super quickly here. Other cards that are okay. Planner Ally's fine. Fireball's okay. I've been happy with the Circle of the Moon Druid, but I think I'm going to try taking the Bruenor here. And getting a third pick, Dragonfire is kind of nice. Black Dragon, very, very good card. A little bit expensive, and would be a fine pick here, but I think after taking the Bruenor, I'd rather take Dragonfire than take the Black Dragon to go with the Vorpal sword. Burning Hands is okay. All of these cards that have kind of dual effects, depending on if they're, you know, used against a certain creature color, are generally playable. But I found that 2 damage in this format is so much weaker than 3 by a large amount. Yeah, I don't think there's too much to say here. It's either Dragonfire or Black Dragon, and I think I like the Dragonfire a little bit more. All right. 4th pick. Some blue cards in this pack. I could just take a Fireball here, but I think the best card is probably the Ginny Windseer. Sea of Paragoblins, it has been okay. Not super impressive, though, and I think Windseer is just a very, very good 4-drop. One that I'm always happy to pick up. So, yeah, I've taken 4 different colors in the first 4 cards, but I mean, I've always said it's more important to stay open than kind of force anything, and you know, you'll be rewarded in the long run. Okay, pretty good pack here overall. Got a Fly, which I've been moderately happy with. Charm Sleep, which is a fine removal spell. A Plundering Barbarian has been very, very good, both because there are plenty of good artifacts to blow up in this format, but also making yourself a treasure is kind of nice. So just the duality, the versatility of it has been useful. And there's also a Valor Singer here, which I think is going to be my pick. I've also been pretty happy with Valor Singers overall, especially when you can get the lower curve. Lets your cheap creatures still attack in later in the game, and it's nice that you can pick and choose what you want to target with the Singer, as opposed to just being a 3/3 for 3, you know? Now, this is going to feel a lot less flashy than, you know, Modern Horizons 2 or whatever. This is more akin to a core set. In fact, I think this is what the core set is technically kind of replacing. So don't be too surprised, you know, if it feels like lower power level, because it is going to be than some of the other things we've seen in the past. But, you know, there's still some cool things to do. Venture is still kind of sweet, and yeah, I think there are plenty of color combinations that make for a good time. Anyways, another fly here I could end up taking. Otherwise, Boots of Speed is not terrible with the start that we have. There is another Precipitous drop, but again, like I said, I don't think that card's particularly good. Have been a couple Sepulchre Ghouls, which are nice with the Active Treason effect. And it could be black-red, but I think here I'm just going to take the Boots for now. Looks like it's going to fit into whatever deck I end up going. So I think that's fine. Another Fireball. I think that's the third one we've seen versus like an Army Veteran. The 2-drops are rather important, and while it's kind of awkward to pass this many Fireballs, I think that Veteran is just a solid 2-drop if I'm going to go this kind of route, which I do think I'm going. More a red-based aggro deck with, you know, secondary color yet unseen. Got a Jaded Sellsword here. That card's okay. Spare Dagger is okay, especially if you have the Death Touch creatures to go along with it. There are quite a few Death Touch creatures. We do have the Vorpal Sword too, which gives Death Touch, but if I'm going heavy red, then the double black equip cost on that might be a little bit awkward. 2-1 for 1 is not really exciting. I think I'll just take the red card here and stick with my guns. But that's not like a particularly special pickup. Another Army Veteran's fine. Here's the wheel. The nice thing about the Sellsword, which you might not have noticed, is that it is a dragon, so slight value in the fact that it can pump up my Dragon's Fire for 4 damage instead of base 3. A couple blue cards here as well. Soul Knife Spy is pretty nice. But again, I think there's no reason to dip out of red when we have completely reasonable red cards. We'll just have to see what we get along with one of these. Okay, I mean, now Spare Dagger might be the choice. Manticore is also another nice card that can allow your cheaper creatures to push in later. Yeah, the thing is, there's so many better equipment than Spare Dagger that I kind of would rather just have the Manticore here. But not really committed to anything but red, as I said previously. Yeah, a couple fine cards. Nothing really exciting here. I'll take the Herald just as some late game fluff. But I don't consider these cards any special. Right now it's any of these 3 colors. White and blue I think are probably just as strong as the black that I have. I mean, legitimately, red here isn't amazing either. Like, this kind of looks like chaff. And maybe it is, but you come to the Knoll Camp. Yeah, that's going to be okay in the red deck, either as a combat trick or as a way to falter a couple creatures. But this is only pack 1, so I'm not too concerned. We did wheel a fly, okay. That would also be kind of good with all of my cheap critters. And then the last few pickups, not really seeing much here. So I don't think I saw really any white. Which could mean we see a lot of white in this pack being passed to us as we open a Loyal Warhound. Nothing special. It's okay. Obviously, if you get the value of getting an extra land, it's nice. But 2 mana 3/1, there are plenty of better ones in this format. In red, you get the first striker. In white, you get the one that pumps up its toughness when it's equipped. Another Bruenor could be okay. There's a Feywild Trickster, Genie Windseer number 2, Fireball, a couple equipment. I guess technically we could still be into the die rolling deck. The Trickster here is very good. I don't really have the start I would want for it, but I think there's so much upside to taking this that I'm going to go ahead and see what happens when I do. Okay, and now we get past like an Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, and that card's completely reasonable. Pretty good with the removals. I don't have too many things to bring back with it now, but Yeah, I could be going into a red-blue kind of die rolly deck. It seems fine. We'll see what happens. Get past a white. Fine card, nothing special. For us, you find some prisoners has been very good for me. Pixie Guide would be fine for the die rolling deck. Rhyme Shield Frost Giant's also a perfectly acceptable curve out at 5. Pretty hard for the opponent to touch if you play it early. Kind of like taking the Pixie Guide here, though. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. I mean, I think you can pick basically any of these up later, so I mean, maybe I should just take the Find the Prisoners. But after taking the Feywild, I kind of want to lean in the die rolling direction, so let's do that. Ugh. And then we have this pack, which really has nothing that I want. I guess I'll take the Torch just in case. White is still on the menu, but that pack was very bad for me. Okay, there's a Barbarian class here now. This card can do some amazing work when it goes off. And in a aggressive deck, eventually giving your creatures haste is nothing to sneeze at. Alright, I'll take the Soul Knife Spy now. We've seen quite a few white cards go around, but that's not too surprising. Like I said, it wasn't very open in pack 1, so seeing a lot of white here in pack 2 makes sense to me. So we'll just continue down the red-blue route. Get a Fireball now. Could have been the number like 5 in the draft total. Ooh, Scion of Stygia. Very, very happy to see that one. Another good card for the red-blue die roll aggro deck. Still probably want to pick up some number of equipment just because I have these double army veterans, but yeah, this is starting to look pretty decent. Nothing super special by any means, but solid enough to win a couple games, I would think. And that's fantastic. Wheeling the Ginny Windseer, I think, is kind of gross. Really unlimited, you can't beat, you know, a 4-mana 3/3 flyer. That's like baseline good in the format. And the fact that you just get some extra value on this one is kind of nice. Like, there will be games where I probably just go like 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, and that's good enough. We're not talking about a super high power level format, so sometimes just curving out is good enough. Correct another plane, or contact other plane seems good here. I have not been particularly fond of Great Axe. If you have Bruenor to equip it for free, that's not even that amazing, as Bruenor already gives +2/+0 for anything equipped. So easy contact there. We've actually taken quite a few blue cards now. In fact, what red cards have I taken this pack? Just the Fireball and the Barbarian class, basically. Maybe a little bit awkward. Okay, got the Frost Giant back. That'll be a nice top end. And nothing there. Looks like right now this Sellsword's not doing much beyond maybe enabling a Dragonfire. I don't have any of the Hoarding Ogres to make treasure. I didn't take those Barbarians. In fact, do I have any way to make a treasure right now? I don't, do I? You come to a river. Yeah, a bounce spell's nothing special. But you can do some okay stuff just because, again, it has a couple different effects, so don't think it's ever truly a dead card. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ways to roll a die right now. Not amazing, but not terrible. And one more pack to go to really shore up what this deck wants to be doing. Oof, an adult gold dragon. Card is pretty darn good. 4/3 flying haste lifelink. So the option here is to splash it, which is not bad, or, and I don't think this is even crazy, take the Battlecry Goblin. This card has been absurd. Really, it might be one of the best, if not the best, uncommon in the set. It just wins games on its own so easily. Now, I don't have any other goblins right now, so I don't have other goblin synergy for it to pump, but this card has been fantastic, and because I don't have any fixing right now, it, I think, might be the correct pick. Seems awkward, I know, passing the adult gold dragon, a very good card, but I think my pick is here, the actual 2-drop instead. Very strange. Anyways, another Feywild Trickster here. Okay, and now we're going to look for every single die rolling effect we can. Maybe wheel the Earth Cult Elemental if we're lucky, but with double Trickster, just so much value. Even a kind of a weaker roll card now becomes, well, a lot better. We can probably cut that card. I think we're playing all of those. I could see cutting these Army Veterans if I can find something replaceable. And cutting the Boots of Speed as well. At which point, why am I even really playing my red? But hey, that's a good one. Goblin Morningstar is fantastic. One of my favorite equipments in the format. Just does everything. Giving Trample is actually huge. And you know what? That would make my Army Veterans a lot better too. So, pretty nice. Not to mention it rolls some dice. Hey, and another Morningstar. Okay. Well, with 2 Morningstars, I'm not going to mind running the Army Veterans. These are just perfect pickups for us. Oh, and you know what? It makes goblins for my Goblin Battle Cry. Or rather, Goblin Cry Goblin. Wait. Battle Cry Goblin. Yes. In any case, those were ideal pickups. I believe I recall there was a Pixie Guide in the pack I opened. So, could be wheeling that. What else do we need here? Probably another removal spell would be good. Yeah, we could take the weaponry, for example. It's not awful. But there's also a Trickster's Talisman here, which pretty darn good as well, I think. Really nice on one of these Windseers. Yeah, it's probably still just got to be the Talisman. Been very happy with this card. So, 1 mana cast, 2 to equip. The creature gets +1/+1, but then if the creature deals damage to an opponent, you can sacrifice the Talisman and make a token of that creature. Okay. Decent pack here as well. I wonder if I just take another Army... oh, this is Armory Veteran, not Army Veteran. Anyway, I think I just take another Armory Veteran here over the Bugbear. I've picked up 3 equipment now, and another 2-drop just to kind of curve out seems good over a random 3/3 haste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I already have 6 2-drops now. Air Cult Elemental, a fine choice as well. Yeah, alright, we'll just take the 3/3 haste. And again, I guess I'll just take another 3/3 haste. Fine. You've sold me. It wasn't hard. Could I run 16 lands? Yeah, probably. What did I end up with? 8 different ways to roll a die here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's not bad. Another Valor Singer, also pretty good. I don't know about Split the Party. I think this is probably playable, but it also seems like it could just be really, really bad. Singer or another equipment here. Yeah, let's go with the Sing. Okay, we did wheel the Pixie Guide. Pixie Guides also get a lot better when I'm running these equipment. Pumping them up is pretty nice. Alright, last few pickups. These don't really matter. So maybe I might keep my curve low. I cut the Rhyme Shield and run 16 lands. I could see doing that here. Well, why would we want 17 lands in our deck? For equipment moving purposes, I guess. As we get that last Armory Veteran on the wheel. Maybe the Pixie Guides aren't worth it. Yeah, actually, I could see cutting the Pixie Guides now maybe instead. As I think the Armory Veterans are going to be a little bit better for us. Could be running the Boots of Speed. Interesting. Yeah, oddly we didn't really get the red die rolling cards. This is more the red aggro cards. But we did get the blue die rolling cards, so we kind of mashed up two different styles of deck together. But it looks good overall. Feels like maybe I can cut this Spy. I'm debating if I still want to run both Pixie Guides here. I think they're probably good enough. And perhaps 16 lands should be doable. Yeah, I'll go 8/8. Although maybe red is better since we have a couple of double red cards on turn 3. Could also go 9/8 and then just cut one more random card. I don't know, this deck feels like it can function on 3 lands pretty well, so maybe 17 isn't necessary. I think I like this. Let's try it like this. 16 lands, Red-Blue Aggro with a decent die rolling theme built in. Yeah, and we'll go to round 1. Okay, here we are for round 1 of this AFR draft. I'm on the draw, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand even though we obviously need to hit an island, but we don't need to hit it before turn 4 anyway, so that gives me a lot of time. I think this is okay to keep. Opponent is on red-black. I have not been a big fan of this card. It just dies to too many things. A lot of free 1/1s in this format too, so we'll see what they roll here. They rolled the Death Touch, rolls a 5. All right, no blocks. If they have a removal spell, they're going to want to use it on this card, most likely. And if they do, hopefully the Trickster gets to live. Island? Well, that's not a great draw. 3 draw steps, no land is pretty awkward, but we still have hope if I can find an island next turn. Opponent has, ooh, see a pair of goblins flashed out. All right, well, we're going to be playing from behind here. I'm going to have to hold back my goblin on defense. Really hoping to draw an island next turn. Okay, another goblin from their side. Nope, that's not good. I mean, if they don't have removal in their hand... Oh, God. Alright, well, now we're dead for sure, because they get to pump up all of their... Alright. Good beats. Yeah, that'll be game. They get to make a 1/1 off of their Battlecry Goblin. They get to do a bunch of triggers. Looks like if we had just drawn an island, we would have been fine, right? Island on turn 3, Trickster into Windseer, start making a lot of tokens, but sometimes you just don't draw your land. Their deck does have quite a few 1-drops, so it looks like Spare Dagger here is reasonable. I think I'm going to cut the card draw. But, again, I would keep that hand. Just kind of unfortunate we didn't find a blue source in however many draws. Like 12, 13 cards deep in our deck. No blue. Alright, game 2. And yeah, there we go. Looks much better. Of course, now we have the double blue when we need red, but worst case scenario, we still have 2-drop and 3-drops. No Trickster, though. Oh, as they have the Forsworn Paladin, that card's very good. 1/1 Menace that just starts making a bunch of treasures and can pump up later in the game. I rolled an 18. Nice. Into the Horde Robber. Sure. Okay, not bad. Let's push. I'm going to go ahead and play Valor Singer, pump up my Goblin token, attack for 3. My 2/3 blocks their 1/3 anyways. Alright, looking good. And we'll go ahead and just block their 1/3. They can't Manticore this turn, so I don't mind. Oh! Of course they have this pump-up ability, though, that I was talking about already, and kind of just forgot. So, that was bad. Yeah, that's awkward. Gave them a free attack. Alright. Or rather, gave them a free creature, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and Scion their Horde Robber here. Hopefully we have to lock it down with a good roll. 15, that's nice. Don't really mind them hitting me for 1. As they play a Hoarding Ogre. Yeah, that one's annoying. Oh, it would be nice if I could draw some lands again. These are just super awkward 1/3s right now. I could play the Talisman, equip it to the Scion attack, and tap down the Ogre if they don't block, hoping that it gets locked down. It's probably a fine play, though it's not super exciting. Alright, hope it works. Rolled a 6, so it does get to untap. Yeah, gotta give him some treasure here. Looks like they rolled a good number too. 11. Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. Not ideal. Yeah, this is so problematic too, because any of their creatures just attack so easily with the Paladin on the board. I can either just move my equipment or just play out a Pixie Guide, which doesn't really do much. I'm going to pass here. Play a little bit more defensively for now. I could attack with 1 or 2 creatures, but Not really in a good spot to do that. I mean, maybe one of my ways of trying to win is just racing, but... yeah, glad I didn't. They had the pair of goblins again. Yeah, everything's a good attack. Alright, probably gotta make some trades now. Not that I want to. Let's make them pump up one of their goblins here. We don't mind a random trade there, and... I mean, these are all awful for me because of the paladin. I don't really have a good option here. Like, I'm going to be losing my board, and they're going to still have multiple creatures. Which just makes this more of an issue. I don't know if this game is winnable. Like, they can... Right now, on board, they can pump for 6. I guess I'm going to double block and force them. So they're going to have to pump this and then pump that. So at least it uses up their mana. Because remember, the pump ability on this is not a tap. So they can just do that as many times as they have 3 mana. Oh, I guess they don't even need to pump their ogre, do they? Right. Because this is already just 1 toughness. Yeah, so they're just going to hit me for extra damage. So... Trade off a bunch of creatures. I take 4. They get an extra treasure. That gives them 10 mana. Oh, God. Well, that would have been good. Alright, I mean... I don't think I'm... Well, maybe I am dead, but that dagger to kill their paladin would have been so good earlier. Maybe that was my out. Not blocking with one of my creatures, drawing the dagger, killing the paladin. But they just get to attack with it. Like, this is 3 damage, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this game's just over. Good beats. I think I messed up maybe by blocking all of their creatures last turn. But game 1, it just came down to me not drawing a blue source. Kind of sucked I got stuck on 3 lands, but that is the way it goes sometimes. So we'll go to round 2. Okay, round 2 here of this AFR draft. We are on the play. 2-lander, but got a bunch of 2-drops, so seems like a fine hand. Got smashed in round 1 by... it was Color Screw game 1, and then Forsworn Paladin, which we just couldn't deal with. Or rather, didn't have a way to in game 2. Den of the Bugbear, sure. Well, once again, I'm going to need to find some lands here rather soon, as I have some 4-drops I want to play. And yes, I am running 16 lands, obviously, but the difference between 16 and 17 lands is not that dramatic. Although, it does feel like we are getting somewhat punished here for not having those lands. Okay, Plundering Barbarian. Looks like it's going to be pseudo mirror match of sorts. Alright, well, that's something, I guess. At least for this turn, it gives me a scry. Can I please get a land? That's 4 cards now we've seen without a land. So this is just bad luck. We've taken 3 draw steps and then a scry to the bottom. And haven't seen a 3rd land after keeping a 2-lander. If they don't kill my Armory Veteran here, I will get a treasure at least. Okay, as they just sacked a treasure to play. Okay, so the opponent also missed a land there. Gosh darn it. Yeah, let's get our treasure. Play out the flyer. I wonder how many ways to roll a die they have in their hand that they can activate with that. So it always gains Flying and Menace, but they only draw a card if it's a 10 or higher. All right, I'll take my hit. Yeah, I mean, this is good. They're not killing my creature. They do have a venture of their own. Let's see how they scry. They put it on bottom, so they're probably still looking for land. Holy smokes. That's 6 cards now we've seen without finding a land. Very, very unfortunate. I can either make them lose a life and I gain a life. So if I put them to 10, play the flyer. Versus giving their creature -4/-0. Let's go ahead and drain for 1. I think we want to push the extra damage since we're just playing a bunch of flyers. I mean, this might be good enough. As sad as that is. They clearly don't have removal, otherwise they would have used it on the veteran by now. Alright, that's kind of a land for them, the clever conjurer. We finally did it! We found a land. So, what's the plan? I guess the plan is to start, well, unless I want to play the Bugbear and attack, but I think I hold that back for now. I think we just attack for 4 in the air, draw a card off of the last venture trigger, and then probably just play out the Windseer, and that'll provide lethal pressure in the air. Because I only have 8 damage on the board, so it seems like a fine play. Yeah. Found my lands, of course. And we're probably going to get to do a big scry here since we have double Pixie. We rolled an 18 with 18, 10, and an 18. All right, we're going to put the Armory Veteran on the bottom. Do I want to draw Scion of Stygia? Yeah, I think that's a good draw. Because that, if their plan is just to play like a flyer to survive, well then I can tap it down and win. What a very sad game this has been. Okay, they got something. 4 mana. If it's just a Windseer of their own, we kept the tapper on top. Perfect. And so that will be game. Though admittedly, I would probably still just win with one of my hasters next turn because they're attacking with both of these. Yeah. So the question is, which one would I rather show them? And I guess the tapper I'd rather show. Don't really need to show them the Battlecry Goblin. Yeesh, both players got stuck on 3 for forever. They did have an opportunity to play a 4-drop earlier, but I wonder if they got greedy and played the Faraday before they played out Windseer, and if they had a Windseer in their hand on that turn. Anyways. I'm still sticking behind 16 lands. I think we're just running into some unfortunate variants. But I think our deck is pretty good, so let's run it back. Don't need to bring in the spare dagger. Didn't see as many good targets versus them. And there we go. 4 lands. Wow. Imagine that. We're starting the game with 4 lands in our hand. We're now starting the game with 5 lands. And ideally, I don't draw any more. But hey, great draw. Let's go ahead and Morningstar first. The only downside to doing this is that the Trickster gets one fewer trigger potentially. But this is better to play out, in my opinion, because, well, I don't want them to just kill my Battlecry Goblin. I think the Goblin you want to hold off until a later turn after the opponent's used some amount of removal. All right, this will be a good trade for us if that happens. Nice. We know they have quite a few 4-drops. They might just be debating which one to slam here. Looks like they're going to go with the Windseer. And they rolled a 20! Wow, they get the triple scry. Very nice. You'll note that there are some cards in this format that have an extra effect if you roll a 20 versus, say, a 19. While other cards, rolling a 20 is effectively the same as rolling a 10. Okay, well, I'm going to equip here. Am I? No, I'm not going to equip here. I'm going to go ahead and offer the trade. I'm only pushing 1 damage to equip, but I'm losing 2 mana, so I don't think that's worth it. No blocks. Still going to hold on to the Battlecry and go ahead and just suit up our Veteran, which will now become a 3-power menace creature. Alright, attack is good. Displacer Beast, yeah, you get your Venture trigger. And they are going to scry. 3 cards left in their hand. Ooh, a Talisman. Yeah, let's go ahead and equip that up to our Valor Singer. It's going to make it so it can attack into the Displacer Beast. And we're going to go ahead and pump up our Menace creature. And now I'm actually going to go ahead and play out my my Battlecry Goblin, because they haven't had a removal spell up to this point. So now at this, I think I just want to use my mana efficiently. Okay, sure. 4/3 and pass, most likely. Another Trickster. So what I can do here is, I mean, honestly, I think I just attack with all. Yeah. Pump up the Armory Veteran, because they're not going to double block it, so this is for sure going to get in for 4. Attack with everything. It's going to trigger my Battlecry Goblin, make a 1/1 token, and then I can double pump these 2 goblins. So the best they can do is trade, which I'm okay with, because I'll still be left with a nice menace creature. This is what I'm talking about. The Battlecry Goblin is just so good. Like, it might not seem that spectacular here, but it just pushes so much damage out of nowhere, especially if you have more goblins. Something I'm lacking is that, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, the 4/3, that when it enters the battlefield, you roll a die and make goblins, based on the number that you roll. Opponent on the do nothing plan there. Yeah, we just get to attack for 4, menace. Put them to 2. At this point, I actually do want to make another lethal creature, so yes, we will make a 2/2, and then I'm just going to play out 2 Tricksters. I think the only card that can get me here is the Crater, what's it called, the Meteor. Yeah, but that doesn't matter, they're just dead on board. All right, and with that, we will take a nice game 2 and move on to the finals, try to salvage that 2-1. And here's the third and final round of this AFR draft. We are on the play with a pretty good hand. I'm not streaming. Not today. On the play, we get to go 2-drop into one of our 3-drops, into hopefully another one of our 3-drops, or yeah. Anyway, good enough hand. No die rolling, but nice aggro creature curve. We get to start attacking for 2 on turn 2. Rather, 2 on turn 3. I could even attack for 4 on turn 3 if I want to instead play the Bugbear. Just depends. I'm recording. All right. Good luck, have fun. Maybe they're just trolling me. Maybe their hand is fantastic, but we'll find out. Do I want to play that instead of the Pixie Guide now? I guess, yeah, probably on the play. They played a 2-1. That's not very nice. I'm going to go with the hasty card and attack for 5. Would not be surprised if they just trade. Sure. Passing. All right, I'm going to play my Valor Singer. We'll see if you have a tap down effect or whatever. They do. Oh, it's a Dragon Turtle. Even better. 3/5 flash, taps something that went at ETBs, and then both of those creatures don't untap during their next phase. I'm guessing the opponent probably got there by the looks of it. They must have kept a low land hand. Loving this set so far. It's more than I can say. It's been okay, but go ahead and take 3. Ogre, yeah. Well, I'm going to need to draw some action because none of my creatures beat their creatures right now, so get to pump the Pixie Guide and attack for 2. I'm almost debating just running out the Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. I guess I'm probably supposed to. Like, realistically, I don't have that many instants and sorceries in my deck to bring back, and a 3/5 body here is still pretty nice in a world of big butts. Charmed Sleep, sure. That's fine. Rogue Class. Alright, I don't even remember what this one does. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. Face down, you may look at that card for as long as it remains exiled. They can give Menace to their creatures. You may play cards exiled with Rogue Class, and you may spend mana. Okay, so that's pretty nice. So I'm trading a 3/3 here for their 3/5. Then they get a trigger. Sure. Obviously, I just need to find some action. Okay, they put the Valor Singer in front. Another 2/2 for 2. Can't say that's what I wanted to draw. I think I'm actually supposed to leave that back now. Did they scry to the top? They did. Alright, level it up once. Forest. Level it up twice. Nice. Alright. No attacks here. Because all of their creatures have Menace, I need 4 creatures to block 2. I think I am supposed to play out my lands because I have the contact other plane. But basically it's just going to come down to who top decks something first. Wow. Oh man, they are... Is that a bit splash? Or are they just, I guess they're just straight up 3 color. That's kind of interesting. It's a good draw. I guess I'm going to hold a land for now because there are some discard effects. Oh, you know what? Did I mess up not just killing this? I did, didn't I? Because this is whenever you cast and not when it enters. So that was a mistake not to have killed the Varus. I gave them a free scry. Oh, you know what? I also turned on their... I guess I'm not even going to kill the Varus anymore. We just double block this. Let them hit me with the Ogre. Hope that they don't hit anything. Okay, that's fine. And then I do it at end of turn now that... because this is a beginning of end step. Yeah, so... Messed up here a little bit. I gave them some extra value for sure. That is a good draw. Bottom that, top that. Play out my Bugbear. Pass. Now remember, all of the creatures have menace, so even though I have 5 creatures, I can only actually block 2 of theirs. Great, and now they have a 3/6 flyer, which I cannot block anymore. And they have a way to keep rebuying Venture, which is kind of gross. Alright, looks like they're just pushing... Wait. So they're pushing the Lost Mine. Oh, you know what? And I topped my... So now they get to steal my 3/3. In fact, I think I'm probably supposed to concede. Yeah, them getting another Venture there was gross. Because if this was just a 2/5, then they would have to at least chump attack to make this play. But now I think, I mean, while they are chumping with both of these, they get to hit me for 3 and then steal my Windseer. So I think I'm just going to scoop before showing them any more information. Okay, so blue-black splashing Varus, maybe? They have a lot of big creatures. My small creatures get outclassed very, very quickly. This might even be a game where Great Axe is worth it. That's so slow, though. I think we'll just run it back and try to get them. Need to draw our Feywild Trickster, because it didn't look like they have too much removal. So if we can get a Trickster online, yeah, and start making some extra flyers and just going over the top, that seems fine. Stealing my goods. I don't have anything to do before turn 3, though. And I doubt I'm playing the Trickster on turn 3 with nothing else to do, so... I needed you last turn. Yeah, let's go Valor Singer here. There's their Beast, sure. Venture, yes. Let's go flying on our Singer. Play our other Singer. Attack for 4 and scry 1. Pixie Guide. We do not need that. Oh, they have a fly as well. All right. Well played. So they're going to either get to make a treasure or make a 1/1. All right, treasure it is. Pass. I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to actually double pump my non-flying one, because if they have a Scion, they're going to want to tap the 2/3. Yep. As expected. Did they high roll? They did not. Nice. So attack for 4. Sure, I'll take a chump. And I'm going to play the Trickster out, and I'm going to fire their Displacer right now, since they don't have mana to bounce it. And that leaves us looking in a pretty good spot. Oh, do they have the Elemental? Bounce my Valor Singer, it looks like. Or just a 4/5. Okay, good. Oh, that, I guess, doesn't do much right now. Alright, attack for 4 in the air, and we're going to make a 1/1 token. Play out our hand, and next turn we are going to right-click attack all. Two 5. You got it. It's looking good for me. Oh, a Scion of Stygia, huh? Alright, even better. Let's main phase that, tap down their Seeker. And then we would attack for, I mean, I would assume lethal, right? Because the Battle Cry Goblin's going to trigger. This gets in for 4 automatically, assuming they have nothing. Then I'd pump at least once. Yeah, that went well for us. I wonder if this bounce spell is worth it just for a little tempo since I go underneath them. Could be. Could definitely be worth it over like one of these random 2/2s. I think I'm in for that. Okay, game 3 here of the third and final round. I'm going to keep it. I'm on the draw. Hey, and we immediately drew the island, so I don't even have to worry. We're having flashbacks there of round 1. I think since I'm on the draw and they have 3 mana next turn, I'm going to lead with the flyer this time. And then start attacking for 2 in the air. Is my plan, anyway. Got your Scion again, or your Turtle again. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, they have so many 5 toughness creatures. Oh, interesting. That's okay. So I guess that means they don't really have anything to block on the ground then. Oh, weird. Alright, I don't mind this. And they're going to go ahead and fly it immediately? You are a mad lad. Huh? I guess do I play around a counter? Yeah, let's just play out our thing and bounce their turtle while they're tapped out. Pretty glad I brought that in now, aren't I? Alright. Good draw as well. Let's go to combat. I want to pump the Valor Singer itself because this doesn't normally want to attack. So if they turtle the Valor Singer, our Goblin attacking is better for us. Great. Oh. And a Ray of Frost on my Goblin. Alright, so that is turned off. Doesn't this turn off abilities too if it's red? Feels like they still should. Yeah, they should have used Ray of Frost on my Singer, but we'll take it. Let's go ahead and contact. And we low rolled with 2 rolls. Wow, 9 and a 3. Because we have a Pixie Guide to re-roll, so it's kind of unlucky. Okay, a couple different plays I can make here. Bashing in for 4 seems like the best of them, though. Before they can get their 3/5 untapped. And we'll go ahead and play the Veteran instead of the Scion. We can use the Scion next turn. Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, bring back Contact Other Plane. Also seems great. Air Elemental. Okay. Bounce my 3/3, sure. So they might just untap their Dragon Turtle here. Nope, they didn't even bother. Interesting. Actually, I have a few different lines here because I have the Morningstar I can equip to the Army Veteran, give it Menace, make it trade with the Conjurer. Remember, Conjurer, they can only activate on their turn. Could also Scion the Elemental and attack with both. Could just Mind Sorcerer, bring back my card draw. Or Mind Sorcerer, bring back my bounce. Yeah, let's go ahead and Mind Sorcerer, see what we roll on our card draw. Nice, back to hand, so we must have high rolled. 11. And then let's move the equipment over to the creature that gains Menace. So I could offer the trade here for Veteran and Conjurer, but I don't think I want to do that yet. Another Charmed Sleep. Okay, that's annoying, but not the worst. And then I'm just going to attack for 2 in the air, sure. Wow, another Bugbear. So we can make some big plays here. I'm going to go ahead and contact Other Plane to start. Oh, that's kind of nice. Well, is it? How many ways have I? 1, 2, 3. Could keep the class and level it up. Could keep both. Play the class and hold up Scion. These already have haste, so I guess the class isn't even that necessary. Just giving Menace is the useful thing, but I think I'm okay to bottom both and see if we can draw some better action here. Okay. Let's get the Trickster online then. Wonder if they just cut black completely or what. Fly is also pretty good. All right, let's get aggro. Let's cast a Scion of Stygia. They only have 1 card in their hand. We want to actually tap the Conjurer here, because the Conjurer can just untap something anyways. We're going to put Fly on. This already has Menace, so it's unnecessary. So let's put it on the Valor Singer. Then we'll play out the Bugbear. Pump up the Menace creature, sure. If I attack with all, they can eat that, but they still take at least 8 damage. That seems worth it, since we have another Haster in our hand to push next turn. And then let's go ahead and go the Tomb of Annihilation. Make Life Loss a thing. There's so many equipments and enchantments here. Oh, Reaper's Talisman was a good draw for them, actually. Do they die if they attack, though? I think they might. They go to 7. Oh, yeah, with that draw for sure. And this is a Goblin, too, so play out the Bugbear. Haste everything up. Wow. When our deck goes off, it works. I mean, I think maybe we got a little bit unlucky round 1, but finished off with a nice 2-1 there. Nice last round opponent. And yeah, not a bad deck. Thought it looked pretty good. Like I said, it's kind of a hybrid red aggro and die rolling mix, but that seemed to work pretty well. So not too shabby. Overall, my feeling of AFR, again, you have to take it in the context of being a core set, in which case it does feel like a fine core set. It's like an upgraded core set of sorts. Not going to be anywhere near the level of complexity really that Modern Horizons 2 had, but still a fine format overall. Lots of things that you can do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that draft. Sorry for losing round 1. I know it sometimes kind of takes the wind out of our sails, but finishing off with a 2-1 was not shabby. So we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for watching.